Hey everybody, so today I am here to do a week worth of dinners for our family of 5. If you're new to my channel or my videos, it's myself, my husband, and our 3 daughters, ages 6.5, 5, and almost 2. So that's just a little look at our family. We eat pretty traditional American meals. There's going to be some in here that are like pretty much staples in any American household, but there's also some things that might be new to you. I wanted to kind of do a balance of each just to kind of show you guys that I'm just a normal mom cooking normal meals, and I like things fast and easy, as I feel like most parents do cooking a meal. You know, I'm just an average mom just like you guys. I go grocery shopping, I forget to get things on the list, I forget to set meat out to thaw. I'm all of those things just like you guys are. So I just want to reflect that in here. Not all of these are going to be, you know, revolutionary and change the way that you're cooking. It's nothing like that. I'm all self-taught when it comes to cooking. I'm not phenomenal or anything, just an average mom sharing some, hopefully, couple new ideas with you guys. I'm sure not everybody will look at this food and think that they want to feed it to their family, which is perfectly fine. I just ask that everybody keep it kind and respectful, because I'm putting us out there and just sharing things to help inspire other people. I know it can be really tricky sometimes coming up with some new stuff, so a little balance of normal everyday food and maybe a couple new ideas. So like I said, let me know down in the comments below if you guys would like to see more of these. I typically do grocery hauls, but my husband is out of commission, so these are easier to do right now. So I'd really appreciate if you guys could let me know that you're interested in them, and that way moving forward I can make more. And yeah, let me know down in the comments below what your favorite meal is to make your family too, and let's just go ahead with the video.
Alright, so the first night here was sub sandwiches, pretty easy, self-explanatory. It's something that I just started doing and my kids loved it. It's super easy, quick to put together, obviously. And I did want to say that that one package of meat that you saw me using was enough for our whole family of 5 to all have the sandwiches that we wanted to have. I'm adding some kind of sub dressing that I tried to make myself. It was not nearly as good, but pretty simple dinner. We were all really happy with it. And then the next night we had Chinese. I always get the spicy chicken with some dumplings. Mark gets General Tso's, and the girls get egg drop soup and lo mein noodles. And Lexi has a little bit of everything. But this local Chinese place is amazing. This next night we had some brats, watermelon, mac and cheese, a little bit of everything. Since these were jalapeno cheddar brats, I decided to go ahead and make some mac and cheese for the girls too, and I just plated that up on Mark's. But it was real simple, you know, grilling up the brats and then putting the sauerkraut on top. That sauerkraut was amazing. It does seem to be a local brand, so I'm not sure if it'll be available in all Walmarts, but I just put mine on the low carb tortillas. Here's an up close kind of look at that sauerkraut, but they had a bunch of different flavors, and this was again just super easy, super simple, and quick to throw together. Spaghetti and meatball night is always a hit in our house. No complaints across the board, so of course it's got to make an appearance somewhere in the 2 weeks. This night we also did end up having a One Smart Cookie type of cookie bar for the girls for completing school. So I just kind of put together various different cookies for them, and they thought it was super cute, and it was a fun little thing to have. This next night, breakfast for dinner. Again, nothing new, guys. We're just like every other family, and I feel like after I go grocery shopping, I'm just all about the quick and easy meals, and then I'm left with the hard ones the week later. Here I'm just foiling up the pans that I use. I put the bacon inside the air fryer just because I can basically set it and forget it. I don't handle raw meat with my bare hands, so that's why I'm wearing gloves, just personal preference. And then I am just going to go ahead and stick that in the air fryer. We got this new Griddle, which I have linked in my Amazon store. I'll also link it down below, but our oven doesn't evenly heat, so pancakes and stuff like that was just real tricky to make. This is why we got this, and it worked really well, but this is me trying to figure it out. You'll see I make a couple of raw pancakes here, but eventually I get the hang of it, and it's nothing too complicated. But we've used this griddle for burgers, Reubens, pancakes, eggs, you name it, we've done it on here, and it cooks so much more evenly than our old stovetop. This is my husband grabbing fresh bacon out of the air fryer with his bare hands. Just wanted to show some insight in how normal our household is, because it's just never a dull moment, but this is me actually figuring out the setting that works best with the pancakes. You can see me completely flip one off the edge, so no Food Network quality cooking happening here, but nonetheless, the griddle worked great. We got there eventually, and this is an average night for us. So then I moved on after I got the pancakes done, doing the eggs, and it worked out really well too. I probably put a little too much on in the first part. I did the eggs in 2 different batches, but it was manageable once it started cooking up. And as you can see, I'm just watching some true crime podcasts and cooking dinner for my family just like I do most nights. And nothing really exciting here. It's breakfast for dinner. Most of you probably eat it as well. So yeah, this griddle really just did all the work that night, and also my air fryer, the Vortex. It's great. So a plated up breakfast for dinner. You guys know what it looks like. Sriracha on top of the eggs makes it perfect. So a crowd pleaser again. Can't go wrong with it. This night I am making Stromboli. Now, I am not Italian. I cannot make authentic Stromboli, but I can make my version of it. So here I'm just shredding mozzarella cheese. You can see I have some pepperoni, some salami, and then 2 containers of the Great Value pizza crust back there, and some pizza sauce of whatever you would like, but we like the Great Value brand too. So after I get done shredding that, that's when I will take the dough out, preheat the oven, and basically you're just going to take these and you're going to mash them flat. I like parchment paper because it just makes an easy cleanup. It makes it so nothing's sticking or anything weird. So you can just see I'm just basically patting it out. No crazy forms or anything. And then after that, I go in with the salami and the pepperoni. Now with the girls, which I believe is the one that I make first, I just put salami in. They're not huge fans of pepperoni. So this one right here, we'll just have the salami in it for the girls, and then I make our separate one that has salami and pepperoni. But you can add whatever you want in these. This is what I do just because that's what my family likes. The rolling technique is nothing special. Just try to keep it nice and tight and roll it all the way around. You want to close up the ends when you're done. This is me making Mark and I's, and like I said, you can put anything in here, banana peppers, whatever toppings you like on pizza, you can throw them in there. My family is just not overly adventurous, and anytime we try something new, there's complaints, so we just stick with the normal stuff, the boring stuff. But nonetheless, this is a pretty simple and easy meal too. It does take a little bit more effort, but honestly not much, because after you make the Stromboli, you basically set it and forget it. So this is just me piecing together the rest of ours, and I just tried to make it a tight fold and fold the edges as I'm rolling the Stromboli as a whole, and then just recenter it obviously in the middle of the baking pan. And then after I get them all sealed up and ready to go, I go in with some butter. This night, of course, I forgot to pull the butter out, so it was actually cold, and I had to basically mash it down and try and get it to be spreadable. So you'll see me struggle with it here a little bit, but that's just normal. That's completely average for us, forgetting to set ingredients out and trying to make it work. So this is me literally trying anything to just get some spreadable butter, because there was literally no other thing to use. Eventually I get some workable butter here, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that all over each one of the Strombolis. Not a ton or anything. I mean, measure butter with your heart as you will, but I normally just put enough on there so it's not super dry or anything. And then after I get the butter on both of the Strombolis, I'm going to go back over with some seasonings. I believe I'll show you them here in a second, but I use garlic powder, salt, and Italian seasoning. So I'm going to go in with those 3 seasonings and just put them on the tops of both of the Strombolis and measure them with your heart as you see fit. And after I get done doing that, I cut slits in the top of the Strombolis, mostly just for venting, to make sure that they cook all the way through, that the grease from the salami and the pepperoni don't ooze out of the sides or anything gross, and to make sure that they don't expand too much either while cooking. And typically I put them in for about 10 to 12 minutes, but you'll see that I forgot the one on the left for a while and I forgot the one on the right a little less, but either way, they're still delicious. Like, the girls really love this dish. They look forward to it a lot, and it's pretty simple, so I'm pretty happy to make it for everybody because there's no complaints. And then the next night is actually something that I personally love. So taco salads, walking tacos, whatever you want to call it. This has some Doritos, lettuce. Sometimes I do romaine, sometimes I throw in some cabbage. It really just depends. Some taco meat and toppings. So I season my taco meat with cumin, garlic powder, paprika, chili powder, salt and pepper. I used to make a mix for it, but I don't anymore. That's just the meat that we had on hand. And this is me showing you how I kind of make up Lexi's plate. She loves plain hummus, so I will just add in some taco meat with that. And actually, the past time that we had taco salads, I actually also mixed in some cheese, and she really loved it. She was actually dipping her chips in that, so it makes kind of like a little dip for her. But it's an easy way to make meat less messy when you have a toddler, to mix it into something like hummus. Here I'm just making the girls' plates. We had walking tacos with them, and it was a huge hit. They love them. Walking tacos is something that we have in concession stands here in the Midwest. I'm not sure how widely known they are throughout the US, but it's basically a little bag of Doritos that has taco meat and some lettuce and cheese and sour cream, maybe some salsa, and you just walk around with that little bag and a fork and eat it out of there. That was great and they loved it. However, it was just a lot of waste with all the little bags for feeding a family of 5, and they wanted more than one, which is completely normal because those little bags are pretty tiny. So we started doing this because it's just more affordable, it's less waste, we can do it this way. So Mark and I eat out of these giant bowls, so it's almost more of like a salad, but you know, call them whatever you want, doesn't really matter. Girls' plates are all made up. I go ahead and I move on to Mark's. And like I said, this night we just had lettuce, but sometimes I put in romaine, sometimes some red cabbage. It really just depends, kind of whatever the grocery store has that day. But you know, some regular plain old lettuce, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm just adding the lettuce, cheese, meat. I meant to get a specific cheese that was, you know, better suiting for this dish, but again, I forgot to get that at the store, so we're just going to use whatever's in the fridge. And then I got some sour cream here that I'm squeezing in on both of our bowls, and also some sriracha because I also forgot to buy the salsa. As you can tell, I'm just overly prepared while grocery shopping, and definitely always get everything on my list that I need. So the sriracha I personally love. I actually like sriracha a bit more than I like salsa, so I don't mind it, but Mark does prefer the salsa on it whenever I can actually remember it and get it at the grocery store. And then after I get that on, that's when I go in with the chips. Do not sleep on these great value Doritos. That's what they are essentially. They call them, you know, whatever off-brand name, but the Cool Ranch type ones are called Glacier Freeze, and then I believe the other ones are called Pepper Jack, which is supposed to be like more of like a jalapeno Dorito. Oh my gosh, guys, they are phenomenal. They're also super cheap. It's like $1 something for each bag. You know how Doritos can be expensive, especially if you have a significant other like mine who could eat them every day, all day. But yeah, do not sleep on the Doritos. They're amazing. So I started showing you what it looks like before we mix it up, and then it just flashes straight into me aggressively poking at my salad. Honestly, it's the craziest thing I've probably ever filmed. It looks so aggressive. I promise it's not. It's just because I cannot film and like keep a steady hand if I'm holding the camera myself, so it looks a little bit crazier than it is. But it's delicious. I could have this every night. So, yeah, it's really quick, really easy. That's basically what all these recipes are, because I don't really have the energy for anything else, just like I know a lot of you don't. So let me know down in the comments below what your favorite meal out of this was. If you guys would like to see more What's for Dinner videos, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, and as always, thanks for watching!